Hello everyone, I recently did a trip from Vancouver to a beautiful city Victoria in Vancouver Island, and here's something that I noticed, that there was not a lot of information available for my travel. So that's why I'm going to share all the important information in this video that will make the trip easier for you and to plan your trip accordingly to Victoria without any hassle. Everyone, welcome back to my travel series and good morning. Today I'm planning to go to Vancouver Island, which is pretty close to Vancouver, and there's no direct route to by car, so we need to take a ferry to go there. So I've started my day and I'm going to Tsawwassen Ferry Terminal, which is a terminal which is the closest to the Vancouver Island, and which has an express ferry that takes around 1.5 hours to Vancouver Island. This is very impromptu trip. I haven't booked anything in Vancouver Island. I'm probably planning to stay there for 3 days, but there's no hotel booking we have done yet. There's no camping site that we have booked or checked. I'm not sure, and even my itinerary is also not fixed because we planned it at a very last second. The very first step is to reach Vancouver Island. The very first challenge that we need to go through is that how can we take our car to the island. I saw their website and there are ways where you can park your car in their ferry, and it costs you almost like double. Like for example, it's $20 per person when you take a ferry to Victoria, but for the car people it's almost $80 one way. So we have to go and check that is there an availability or not, and if we'll get through or not. So stay tuned if we want to check that we are able to reach that island or not. So since I told you it's an impromptu trip, we are still carrying all our luggage with our quilts and with our pillows. So just in case if I don't get a hotel, or if I get a very expensive hotel, we might just end up crashing something like a campsite we did when we went to Kelowna. So I have to check. So this is going to be very adventurous for me because I have never ever been in a state where I haven't planned my trip ahead. So let's see what happens. Hey, so finally we got the ticket. Woohoo! I wasn't sure that we'll be able to take our car or not, but it's pretty easy. You need to take a lane that say car. Don't take the other lane that says the parking or the drop off. There's the other way that takes you to the left to the parking and right towards the car pickup. So you need to take that lane, and you need to just go through the window, and you need to pay. We almost paid $109.75 for this car, and we need to be in the same. There are a couple of lanes. We got lane number 40, so you need to be on that lane and park your car. So when they'll be ready to offboard their ferry, they'll ask you to park it on their ferry. So let's see what happens. Step 1, we got through. So we at least know that we are now going to Victoria for sure with our car. And now the second challenge is going to Victoria and just seeing that we can come back. What time would be the best to come back? Because I have to take my flight and I don't want to miss that. So that's a very important thing for me to go and figure that out before we can go to Victoria or Tifino or any other places. So guys, we reached Tsawwassen Ferry Point around 1 o'clock, and we still have 1 hour to go because the ferry is going to leave at 2 o'clock. So it's a nice place. It's a small mall. There are a lot of things to do and a lot of places to eat. Like there's Thai food, there's Chinese food, there's burgers, there's pizza places. So it's a place where you can get a lot of food if you haven't had your lunch or if you are looking out for a breakfast or brunch place. And there are a lot of indigenous small handmade store where you can buy souvenirs in Vancouver. So it's a nice place where you can spend almost like half an hour or 1 hour before your ferry leaves if you are before time here.
Walkway at berth number 4. Please take all your belongings with you and have your boarding pass ready. Passengers with bicycles or animals, please board on the main car deck.
So guys, we waited for almost like an hour in the waiting area, and as soon as we heard the announcement, we went there to get inside our car as soon as possible. So now we are in a car and we are going inside the ferry to park our car. I'm not sure that they'll let us stay in the car or they'll...
Obviously on the ferry.
So we finally parked our car in the basement of the ferry and we went towards the upper deck. So they were almost like 3 level in this ferry. Every ferry is built very different. We know this because the ferry that we took while going to Victoria and coming back was completely different. The ferry has shopping outlets too where you can spend your time shopping, and there are also lounges where you can pay and get free food and drinks, as well as there are eating outlets too, and even I think Starbucks where you can buy the coffee and sandwiches. The ferry is also very kids friendly because there are couple of kids playing area in the ferry, and do not worry about carrying food if you are running late to catch this ferry, because it has really nice outlet of eateries, and you will definitely find something or the other that you could buy, drinks, snacks, or even like the whole meal. One tip I would really like to share with you is, if you really want to enjoy this whole tour, just make sure that you sit outside the deck and enjoy the beautiful view in the ferry. Just make sure that even if it's summer or it's winter, just carry your jackets because it's going to be really very windy and really very cold outside. I thought it's almost the month of May and it's going to be really very hot outside because it was such a sunny day while we were traveling. But I was feeling so cold that I wasn't able to spend a lot of time outside. It was like I almost just spent 30 minutes outside, but rest I had to stay inside because it was so cold. So just make sure that you pack your jackets, a warm one, when you're traveling to Victoria and the ferry. I am going to show you the coolest part of this ferry, that is the workstations. So if you are working and you want a workplace, this ferry also has that. So you can see there's so many people working on their laptops in the workstation, and you do not have to think about the Wi-Fi and the power, and it was so incredible to see the workstations in the small ferry. So when I went outside the deck, I could see the Blue Hue Mountain that is visible most of the time on the ferry ride from Tsawwassen to Victoria, and these are the Olympic Mountains. During the ferry ride, you also pass through the Gulf Islands, that is group of islands between the mainland British Columbia and Vancouver Island. Some of these small private islands have their homes, like cute summer homes, and watching them from the ferry is such a treat to the eyes. They look so beautiful, and I was so mesmerized seeing that this tour has so much to offer with just $20. It's amazing. So guys, this ferry is for 90 minutes from Tsawwassen Ferry Terminal. But I would say this 90 minutes ferry is worth it because it takes you to the whole tour around all the islands that's connecting to the Nanaimo and the Victoria Islands. Hi everyone, so we are almost about to reach Victoria. It took us 1 hour 35 minutes all total from the Tsawwassen Ferry Station, and this total cost us around $107 around with car, but if you are all by yourself it would be $20. But the view is worth it, guys. You can have this view when you are sitting inside, and you can also sit outside, but it's quite windy, so I spend half of my time outside and half of my time inside. There are very nice washrooms. There are also super luxurious lounges if you want to pay and stay there, and a lot of workstations too. I saw many people working in their workstations here. Hi guys, so we are back to our cars because there was an announcement that anybody who has their own vehicle, they need to go back to their cars because it's just 5 or 10 minutes left before they go to the dock. So we are back to our cars, and now we are ready, almost ready. So I think our car is not in the front because we are at the back lane. It was around 42nd lane, I guess 40th lane. So it might take us a while to go out of this ferry, but I'll totally capture that in my video because I want to see because this is my first time that I'm in a car in a ferry, and I want to see that experience and how it goes of taking our car out of this ferry. So friends, I travel a lot of different places, and I love to share all the tips and tricks and hacks while traveling all these places with you. So I would love if you just subscribe my channel and keep watching for more updates.